In today's video, we are going to talk about making COMPXM decisions while introducing 3 new products. Okay, first thing first, it's good you go and check on your industry conditions report. So the industry conditions report will guide you on how to make the decisions in the COMPXM exam. So we'll check on the customer buying criteria. So thrift, we have 4 markets. We have the thrift market, core, elite, and nano market. Now, under the thrift market, you see that here customers, they seek a proven product and they are price motivated. So because you see the price is has a 55% importance. So when you're making the decisions in the marketing for thrift, which is Abi, make sure that your price is competitive. The next one is core, and here you see that customers seek proven product using the current technology. So here price has an importance of 46%. You see also they are keen on the pricing of the product. Ideal positioning has an importance of 16%. MTBF has an importance of 18%. The next one is nano. We see in our product here, nano is Apple. And under nano, customers seek cutting edge technology that are smaller in size. And here ideal positioning, which is the same as our R&D here, ideal positioning has an importance of 35%. So in the R&D for nano, we should make sure that we are very keen on making the decisions. The next one is elite. Elite is 8, and here customers seek high reliability and a cutting edge performance technology. If you look at the price has an importance of 24%. Age has an importance of 34%, and you see they want a product with an ideal age of 0. So basically, customers here want new products. We'll check on our reports. So under the thrift, this is my thrift. Here, customers want a product of between 14 and 26, and it has a 55% importance. So ideal age is 6.7. They want an ideal age of 3.0. So that means that they want a product that has been in the market for quite some time. Okay, so making my decisions, I'll come to here, then I'll give it 6.7 because it's in the thrift. Then the size, I'll give it 13.6. So this strategy, I'm going to introduce 3 new products. Now I'll recalculate, then followed by Alan. So Alan is in the core market, so I'll give it 9.4 and a size of 10.8. I'll leave the MTBF the way it is. I'll not change anything. The next one is Apple. Apple is in the nano market. I'll give it 12.2. Then for the size, I'll give it 6.2. I'll recalculate. The next product is 8. 8 is in the elite market. So 8, I'll give it 14.2 as the performance. A size of 8.1. And the MTBF, I leave it the way it is. Now, the next step is that I want to introduce 3 new products here. So first product, I'll call it Ant, because the first product of my name should be the same as the first letter of my company. Now, if you look here, we have the perception map. This one is just a visual representation of how the market is. Now, I'll introduce Ant. So I want it to sell as a crossover product such that it will sell in both the nano and the elite markets. So I'll give it a 14 in terms of performance, and a size I'll give it 6.0 with an MTBF of 22,000 because I want it to sell as a crossover product. The next one, I'll introduce a new product. I'll call it Eka. Eka, I'll give it a performance of 13.3. A size of 5.0 and an MTBF of 24,000. Then I'll hit my recalculate button. Finally, I'll introduce a last product. I'll call it I can call it Aft. So with Aft, I'll give it a performance of 15.4, a size of 7.0, and then MTBF of 26,000. Then I'll hit my recalculate button. Okay, now these are my new products. You see they are coming out in next year. These are the products that are coming out this year. So if maybe you readjusting the performance and size, you see you get the revision date is next year, maybe you are doing something wrong, so you should check on your values. That's why you see if it's a new product, it's coming out next year. Okay, these are my R&D decisions. The next step is marketing. Under the marketing, here is where we talk about pricing our product. We talk about increasing my awareness and also increasing my accessibility. Now, pricing my product, I'll give it a competitive price whereby I'll make the price based on the customer buying criteria. I don't want to price it more expensively so that I might miss out on sales, and I don't want to price so cheaply so that I might not get a higher contribution margin. Now, based from my Excel sheet, here I'll give it 20. Now for this Alan, which is in the core, I'll give it 29. Now, because the customers in the Nano and the Elite, they don't worry much about the price, I'll give it a premium price. So I'll leave it at 40 for the Apple, which is in the Nano market, and I'll give it 42 for 8, which is in the Elite market. Now, promo budget will affect awareness. So if I invest on my promo budget, I'm aiming at increasing on my awareness. So I'll give it 2,000 in terms of promo. Now, in terms of accessibility, investing in sales budget, it will make my product more accessible to the customer. So also I'll try and invest on my accessibility. Then I'll hit my recalculate button. Now, with my benchmark prediction, I'm not going to add to put these values. Sorry. So for sales budget here, I had to put 2,000. Now, going back on my benchmark prediction, I can't put these values because I don't know the values. I don't know the criteria that they have used to give me these values. Maybe I might put the values I might stock out, or I might be having high inventory, which might lead me to getting an emergency loan. So in terms of forecast, we'll go to the Excel sheet and I'll show you how we get my forecast value. So I'll go to my Excel sheet. So this is my Excel sheet. Now, in terms of forecasting, I'll put here 1,815 on my thrift, followed by this one is 1975. So I'll just carry these values and put them there because we have the Excel sheets for round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4. So let me do it this way so that so I'll put it here. I'll do 1,815. Here I'll do 1,975. Here I'll do 1,113, and here I'll do 1,000. Then I'll hit my recalculate button. Okay, these are my decisions in my marketing. So the next one, I'm going to make decisions in my production to see how much I'm going to produce. Okay, under the production department, we make decisions that will impact on my production, the amount of units that I'm going to produce, the capacity, if I want to increase on my capacity or reduce my capacity, and also my automation rating, because we see if you automation is very expensive, but it helps with giving you a very high contribution margin because it lowers the labor cost. So it's advisable for these thrift and core products to increase the automation to 10 before you reach round 4. So here I'll give it 1070. For Alan, which is in the core, I'll produce 1975. Then for Apple, I'll do 860. For 8, I'll give it 800. Then I'll recalculate. Now, you see that my production after adjustment is lower than my production schedule because first thing is that I have my inventory there, so I can't produce 1,815, and I have unsold units from last year, which is 763. So I'll come and put here 1,070. Now the production after adjustment can be determined by various factors. Maybe some sensors didn't meet the threshold or the quality requirement. Some sensors fell down and break. Now, for my buy sell capacity, I'll increase my capacity by 100 because I'm anticipating that as the market grows, I'll also have to meet the demand for the growing market. So I'll put 100 there. Now, I introduced 3 new products and I want them to start selling next year. So I'll have to build on its capacity. So I'll do 300. Here I'll do 300 also, and the final product also I'll invest 300. So I'll hit my calculate button. Now while making the decisions, I'm being guided by this maximum investment, so I should not use more money than the required amount. Now I'll go back to my automation rating, because I told you automation helps in reducing my labor cost. So I'll give it an automation of 8.5. So 8.5 on my thrift. On my core product, I'll give it 7, because so that means 70% will be automated. Here I'll put let me put 5. Also here I'll put 5. Now in terms of automation, I'll say I'll give it 4 for the 3 new products, depending with if I'll be having enough amount to help me give it an automation of 4. So I'll calculate. Okay, I've used 59,068, so I'm within the required amount. So I'll recalculate. So those are my production decisions. Next, I'll go to my human resource. Under my human resource, this is where I'll invest and aim at making my workers more effective and efficient. So I'll invest 5,000. Here I'll come and do 80 training hours. Then I'll calculate. In terms of labor negotiations, we are not going to make any decisions in the COMPXM, so we'll just leave them at default mode. Now the next one is my TQM, because with the TQM, these are initiatives that make sure that your company is running smoothly. So here we'll be having initiatives such as increasing the demand of my product, reducing my material cost, reducing my R&D cycle time, and reducing my labor cost. Now with the first one is reducing my my material cost, so I'll invest 1,000 here. Also the next one will aim at reducing my material and administration. I'll put 1,000. Quality initiative will reduce my labor cost, so I'll put there 1,000. Channel support will increase the demand of my product. Concurrent engineering will reduce my R&D cycle time, so I'll put there 1,000. When I want to reduce my material and labor cost and also increase the demand of my product, I'll invest in UNEP, so I'll put there 1,000. Benchmarking will aim at reducing my administrative costs, so I'll put there 1,000. Quality function will aim at increasing my demand, so the demand of my products. Sigma training will aim at reducing the labor and material cost, and also this final initiative will also aim at reducing my material and labor cost. So I'll put there 1,000, then I'll calculate. Now, then I'll come back and check on my ratios to see if there is anything that I have not done right. And you can see my cash flow is the one which is in red. So it means that my cash flow is not good as of now. But we are going to sort it out, because we'll be making decisions in my finance section. Then I'll check on my balance scorecard. You see in my balance scorecard, I'm aiming at getting 57.6, and you see I'm not getting any points in my days of working capital and also in my leverage, and I'm not getting any full points in profit. So I'll come back in the finance section. Okay, in the finance section, we have 2 parts, or we can make decisions that affect 2 parts. Either we can raise capital or we can use excess cash. Now, initial rounds, we are aiming at funding our company. So here we'll be making decisions that will require us to be borrowing money. So I'll come and say I'll take 15,000 in terms of current debt, because this one I'm going to pay it next year. Okay, in long-term debt, I'll take the maximum, because you see it has a very high interest rate, but the payment is it has a very long payment period. So I'll take 14,722. Now I'll recalculate. Then I'll check on my balance scorecard to see if I've improved. So it was 57, now it is at 64.7. Now also I'll go back to my finance, because I want to raise funds. So I'll sell 5,000 worth of common stock. Now I'm having a projected cash position of 29,109. So I'll come back to my balance scorecard. Now my balance scorecard is at 64.4. So those are the decisions that I made for my COMPXM exam. And if you need help, you can contact us on the contact on your screen, because we'll develop an Excel spreadsheet that will help you and guide you in making the decisions. We have the Excel sheets for round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4. So that's it for today. Have a nice time.